Romeo in the Morning is not intended for all audiences. If you are young, old, middle-aged, a man, a woman, a child, fat, skinny, average size, drive a school bus, work in an office or in the oil fields, have kids, have a mother or father, drive a car, push a shopping cart, basically, if you're breathing right now, you may be offended.
I want to show all my hate love. This song's for you. If you acting like me and I was in your shoes, I'd probably hate on me too.
Good morning, Romeo.
Romeo. Hey, Romeo. 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 Hey, Romeo.
Hey, Romeo. Hey, what's up, Romeo?
Hey, Romeo. What's up, Romeo?
Hey, Romeo.
Hey, what's going on, Romeo?
Romeo.
Hey, Romeo.
Hey, Romeo. What's up, Romeo? Hey, good morning, Romeo. Hey, Romeo.
Boy, Romeo, that's how you do it.
I'm waking up like can't nobody mess up my mood. Knowing I'm a boss, I'ma do what I choose. If I was you, then I would probably hate on me too.
You're checking out Romeo in the Morning. KISV-FM. Bakersfield on Hot 94.1.
That's how I start my day.
Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valleys. Romeo, about the guy, the husband going to pump his wife's gas. Can you do too much for your wife, right? Good morning, Hot. What's going on?
Hey, good morning, Rome.
Hey, what up, man?
You know what, bro? Sorry to break it down, but that was a side chick, dude. The side chick be treating them better than the actual wives. I thought you'd be doing all that.
That was a side chick, huh?
Yeah, 100%.
I know.
Man.
Are you sure? You telling me that guys don't do that for their wives?
Oh, that side chick might be treating them better than the actual wife, dude. That's what people tell Lonche, like they say.
You're too much, man. You're too.
All righty, man. Take it easy. You have a good one, Rome.
All right, brother. Later, man. I mean, let me ask you a real question. Is it really that bad for you husbands? I mean, that guy, he's funny. It's a side chick, right? A man, well, as he says, is going farther for his side piece because she treats him better than the wife. If you polled every married person today, let's just say every married person in Bakersfield, do you think there are more wives that are treating their husband well, or more wives that are treating their husband poorly? If you had to guess, just is it 50-50? Is it 80-20? What would you say? Are there more more wives treating their husbands good, or are there more wives treating their husbands bad? What would you guess? RD42547. Now, I don't need you women calling me up and saying, well, how does he treat her? That's not what I'm asking right now. I'm just curious, because we can have the conversation of how many men. We can have the same conversation with men, but then you have to have the conversation of who started it, right? So if you say, well, she treats him poorly because and poorly is probably too strong of a word, but she treats him poorly and he treats her poorly, but who started it first? You know, somebody had to start it first, right? When it comes to a marriage where who got complacent first, the man or the woman, the wife or the husband? Who's taking who for granted first, the wife or the husband? You know what I'm saying? But just think about that for a second. In Bakersfield, who do you think is doing a better job? More wives? More husbands? I mean, that's probably a better question. Already 42547 now that I just confused you. It's Hot 94.1.
Pickable.
Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valleys. Romeo, would you send me here? Already 42547. Hey, Romeo, I have friends that treat the side pieces better than the wife. Well, but that's what I'm saying, right? At a certain point, that's why I asked the question. If you looked at all the marriages in Bakersfield, which one would you say, how many of them are happy versus not happy? And not happy is a little strong, but just not where it should be, or maybe not happy. Happy versus everything else. Let's put it to you like that. Because you get complacent with your wife, you get complacent with your husband. Now, when you say, these guys, why are these guys treating their side pieces better than their wives? And why do they have a side piece? Okay? So that would be my question. Who started it? Somebody had to start the problem, right? Somebody had to get complacent first to make the marriage the way it is. So do you think it's the man or the woman? Do you think it's the husband or the wife? What spouse do you think started treating their spouse a certain way, which created the issue of unhappy marriage? And when I say unhappy marriage, I'm not saying fighting. What I'm saying is, you wonder why you have friends that treat their side piece better than their wife. The side piece probably does everything he wants, right? So he's probably, the side piece is probably doing a little more than the wife. Why? So based on this logic, and I'm not saying this is the way it is. Based on this logic, did he get the side piece because the wife stopped doing certain things that the side piece hasn't stopped doing? Or did your friends get a side piece and that's why the wife stopped doing everything that the side piece probably does? That's my question. It all has to start somewhere, right? You see people in public holding hands. You see people in public opening doors for each other. Or like I said, getting gas, pumping the gas, things like that. Those things are little things that you go out of way to show that you still care about your spouse, right? At what point, who do you think stops doing that? Who do you think stops doing it first? Husband or the wife? Which spouse? Because it's not always his fault. I mean, everybody wants to blame men. First of all, let's just blame the husband. It's not always the husband's fault. There's a lot of women out there who stop doing certain things because, I've been with him forever. I don't need to do that anymore. Well, maybe he likes it, whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? He can do it himself. You get complacent. If you had to poll, and if you could take an honest poll, who do you think causes an unhappy marriage more? Husband or wife? Hot 42547-7. It's Romeo outside 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valley. It's Romeo, RD 42547-7. So what do you guys think? Who gets complacent first in a marriage? More, a husband or a wife, right? You talk about all these marriages, we were talking earlier about going too far for your wife, can you? And some guys said no, some guys said yes, some guys had, some guys said, well, it's probably a side piece. Men treat their side pieces better than they treat their wives. Well, what happened in their marriage to where they went and got a side piece? You know what I'm saying? So you have to look at complacency in the marriage and go, well, who started it? Somebody had to start it. RD42547-7. Romeo, talking about being complacent, I want to know, how do I get my woman back to how she was or even so do I talk to her about it without hurting her feelings? We've been together 10 years, but around year 5, we took a break for about a year. And within that time, we still messed around, and she would try and get sexy for me. She'd put more effort in things, talking, but what she do for me, man, oh man, was like she was trying to win a gold medal. But anyways, just not the same. Not saying I'm perfect or anything, but I still put effort into our relationship. So what are you trying to tell me? You're trying to tell me that you were together, you've been together for 10 years, about the halfway mark, you took a break and she wanted you back, so she put in extra effort to get you back? Is that what you're trying to ask me? So what do you do to get her back to that point today? But isn't that the problem? We're trying to figure out, how do you get back to the phase of your relationship where you can't keep your hands off each other and you treat each other well, right? Here's what I'm going to say about that, okay? No matter what spouse you are, excuse me, no matter who you are, once you stop, you got to believe your partner's going to stop. Once you get complacent, your partner's going to get complacent, okay? What I would do, and this is what everybody should do, keep doing everything that you can or that you've always done to not be a complacent spouse, okay? Now, the problem with that for most men is they don't want to do it because they feel, oh my God, I'm trying all this and I'm just being taken advantage of, and their egos can't take it. Suck it up, champ. And I'll tell you why. Because at a certain point, when you're trying and being selfless towards your spouse as a man, and she's still complacent, you just might have to go, whether you want to or not. If you want to be happy in a marriage, you might have to leave that one and go find another one. But your egos can't handle it, so you just become complacent, and now your life sucks anyways. And that's why I say, a lot of you will say, well, Romeo, it's going to suck to leave my wife. Well, yeah, but it's going to suck to stay with her also. So wouldn't you at least want to try? You tried everything you could to be happy, and she's not going for it. You've tried everything you could to do too much and to take care of her and to make sure she wants you, and she's not going for it. It's time to go, man. And that goes for both spouses. Never stop doing it so that you're never the bad guy. Already 4254777. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valley. It's Romeo. So we were talking about, doing too much. I saw a guy, a woman sitting at a gas station. Guy pulls up in a truck, pumps her gas, and rolls out, right? Let's assume it's a husband helping out his wife, right? Doing too much for his wife. And I asked if you can do too much. Guy said, no, that wasn't his wife, Romeo. It was probably his side piece. Well, and then somebody said, a lot of you guys treat your side pieces better than your wives. Well, why do you do that? There had to be a point in your marriage where things got complacent. You weren't getting the needs that you wanted met. She wasn't getting the needs that she wanted met. And now you're just where you are. You're both unhappy. I don't know if unhappy is the right word, but it's just not a happy marriage, so to speak, because of complacency. Somebody has to start that, right? That's what I would say. Is if we were going to guess in all the marriages in Bakersfield that are complacent marriages and not happy marriages, but just complacent and getting by, you're not getting what you want, she's not totally getting what she wants, it works both ways. Who do you think started it? Do you think more women started it or more men started it? Who do you think gets complacent first in a marriage? Already 4254777, Rome. I think once the wife starts not wanting to have sex, the guy will just look for it elsewhere. Yeah, you might be right about that. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that will that. There's more guys out there that won't do that, by the way. I know what you're saying, but I believe in Bakersfield, there's more guys out there that will just not have sex with their wives than will go out and cheat on them. Only because it's just opportunity. There's a lot. Not every guy has the opportunity to do it. I mean, he just kind of accepts the marriage he's in. Some guys don't want to lose all their money. Some guys don't want to don't have the opportunity or ability to cheat, to find another woman while they're married. I mean, it's just so a lot. I would say less men have side pieces than men that do. Okay, so they just accept the fact that this is going to be their marriage, this is their lot in life, and just live with it. So I get what you're saying, but who started that? Like you said, at what point does is it the wife's fault for not wanting to have sex with her husband? Do you think that's what happens more? Women just stop wanting to have sex with their husbands? And then all of a sudden, that's when the marriage gets complacent? Do you think that happens more often than the man causing it? Already 4254777. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valley. It's Romeo. We're talking about complacencies in a marriage, right? Who gets complacent first, which causes the marriage to just be complacent? Nobody gets what they want because, nobody cares anymore. Who do you think starts it? You would think, now I'm going to explain to you what, I'm going to explain this to you because some guy said this. He said it starts when the wife stops wanting to have sex with her husband, okay? If you're going to put blame on somebody, which I'm going to right now, listen, ladies, because I'm going to blame you, but not for the reasons that you think. I think it's just a tough situation. So listen to my logic, and you tell me what you think. This is how I think it happens. Okay, you and your husband, you start dating, can't keep your hands off each other. Everybody's catering to each other. things progress. You're moving into the next phase of the relationship. And guys are still trying to be childish and, have sex with you, so to speak. And that's all it seems like they care about, right? And maybe it is all they care about. But as a woman, you want to make sure that he wants you for more than just sex, right? There's nothing wrong with that. So you start to change your attitude towards the relationship because you're thinking of marriage. You're thinking long term. He may be as well. But in the back of his mind or in the front of his mind, he still just wants you for sex and everything else. You want him for everything else and sex. So everything else comes first now. You want him to love you for your mind and your personality and all these things that you guys can build together. Sex is kind of the second thing. But it's just a phase. Now, after you women have realized, hey, the guy wants me for everything. He doesn't just want me for sex. Now you're married. Now you got some life's hurdles thrown at you. And he's mad, the husband is mad because you wanted to make sure that he wanted you for sex. So you stopped and put all these other things in front of him. Okay? Go with me on this one, ladies. Now you've realized he doesn't just want me for sex. You're married, you're dealing with life, and he's checked out. Because men are like children. They're not getting enough sex. He's checked out. You're ready to start giving him all the sex he wants again, for the most part. But he's checked out, which makes you check out. And now it's just a vicious cycle of a complacent marriage, and you guys aren't happy. That's how I think it goes down. RD4254 7-7. Hey, Romeo, I think it's the man that gets complacent. He works too much, a lot of pressure on him, and his wife's not helping him out as much as... What? His wife's not helping him out? What do you mean by that? So you just said the man gets complacent first, but because the woman's not helping him out? Yeah, I don't understand that one. RD4254 7-7. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valley. It's Romeo, KISV, FM, Bakersfield. Rome, you didn't make yourself not replaceable and worthy where she knows if she messes up or not working out, she becomes the one losing at the end of the day. Let me ask you a real question. Isn't everybody replaceable? Right? Everybody's replaceable. It's Hot 94.1. 94.1, the rhythm of the valley. It's Romeo. So we were talking earlier. Somebody just said, they sent me a text earlier that said, hey, Romeo, you need to make yourself not replaceable and worthy where she knows if she messes up or it's not working out, she becomes the one losing at the end of the day. Here's the thing about that. If somebody actually believes that they're not replaceable, do you understand how that person can be taken advantage of? If that's what somebody believes, oh my God, this woman is irreplaceable, this man is never, nobody can do as well as this man. It doesn't, it opens you up to be taken advantage of in a way that could, mess you up, in a way that could mess with your mental health, in a way that's not right. That is not right. No matter how good of a person you are, if somebody feels so, somebody give me the word, reliant on you, that's not a good thing. And that's what will happen. And let's be honest, there are lots of you out there that will go, my mom and dad were the greatest. My dad was the greatest. He did this, he did that. I hope I find a man like my dad because, he was so amazing. Well, guess what? There's millions of amazing men out there. Millions of dads were the exact same way. Okay, you got that one. But everybody's replaceable. There's always somebody just as good as you, just as good as your man, if not better. They're out and they're everywhere. They're everywhere. RD4254 7-7. It's Romeo. It's Hot 4.1. Hot 94.1, the Rhythm of the Valley. It's Romeo. All right, you got to check out the podcast, Romeo and Friends. We put it out there. All you got to do is go wherever you get your podcast, Romeo and Friends. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out what we did, what we talked about. We take out all the music. We take out all the commercials. We take everything out but the conversation. And that's the podcast. You can go to hot941.com, click on my page, Romeo, and all of the audio will be there. It's Romeo and Friends. It's the podcast. All you got to do is go find it wherever you get your podcasts. iTunes, Spreaker, Spotify, wherever it is, you go get your podcasts. All right, like I said, you missed any part of the show, maybe you missed the whole show. All you got to do is go find the podcast. Romeo and Friends. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. 94.1, the Rhythm of the Valley is Romeo. And we caught a couple of women in here who are doing an amazing event. They're throwing on the 7th annual Bakersfield Phenomenal Woman event. It is March 16th. That's a Sunday. It's at 2 p.m. over at, where's it at again?
City Serve.
City Serve on F Street. Janelle is here. Crystal is here. They've been throwing this event, and it is to explain to everybody what exactly it is, and then we'll talk about where you get tickets, how you get involved.
It's an event basically to inspire and empower women and to celebrate women as a whole. And we're bringing together young and seasoned women because there's value in both of everyone being in the room together.
You know, I think I remember the last time I talked to you, that is one of the things that needs to happen is you need to get an older generation and a younger generation together to try to figure out how to manage life because I think older people need to learn from younger people and younger people need to learn from older people.
Right. And we both need to listen to each other.
Yeah, they don't listen to each other. All right, so where do we get tickets at?
So you can get tickets on Eventbrite. You can type in Phenomenal Woman Bakersfield, and those tickets will come up. And you can also get tickets on our, you can get the information on our Instagram, Phenomenal Woman _Bakersfield. That's Phenomenal Woman _Bakersfield. You go on there, and there's a link for you to click and purchase tickets. And if you would like a discount, you can type in the promo code of Romeo. And that will get you a discount ticket. That Romeo equals $10 off.
Dang. All right. I've never been worth $10 before. All right. So the event is a Sunday, March 16th, 2 p.m. So there is a lot of time for you to find out more information about it. Like you said, go check out their Instagram, check out Eventbrite so you can find out more information. Now there's going to be panelists there, other women speaking to, and what else? Is there going to be lunch? Is there going to be, what's going on?
So what the day looks like, everyone's always excited to know this. What the day looks like is we arrive. First of all, you get a shirt. We get shirts made by a local business here who provides our shirts, Miss Denisha Wright.
Sure.
So everyone has matching cute shirts. We also provide a light lunch. And then we have panelists and we also do activities. So it's a day of fun. It's approximately from 2 to 6 p.m. where you get to come and you get to share with each other. We get to laugh. We get to learn from one another and hopefully share our journey with someone else. That is a key as well. Our panelists this year who are going to be there we have amazing panelists. We have Miss Marasha Miller, who's a LMFT. We have Miss Wendy Avila, that will be Judge Wendy Avila. We have Regina Walker from the Cape Walker. We have Vivian Cow from the Asian Chamber of Commerce. And we have Erica Swafford, the owner of Ultimate Drive. And last but not least, we have Miss Jada White, who is a high school senior at East High School doing amazing things.
So you have successill women talking to other women.
And a variety of ages because we want everyone to be able to relate with someone.
Yeah. All right, so it's all going down March 16th at 2 p.m., the 7th annual Bakersfield Phenomenal Woman. It's an event over at City Serve.
Yes.
What's the address? You don't know offside. She had to look it up.
Yes, I do.
You don't need to give out the address. Everybody got a cell phone. They can look it up.
Everyone knows where Montgomery Ward used to be.
That was like a trivia question.
I know. All right.
It's 3201 F Street, Bakersfield, California. 3201 F Street, Bakersfield, California.
Just one more time, get your tickets at Eventbrite or go to their Instagram page, Phenomenal Woman / Bakersfield _ Bakersfield. Ladies, I think it's a phenomenal thing that you're doing. And we'll have you back. I know the event's a few weeks away, but we'll definitely have you guys back to talk a little bit more about it as it gets a little closer, okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the Rhythm of the Valley. It's Romeo. Good morning, y'all. What's going on?
Hey, my caller 29.
You're calling 29. Congratulations.
I see.
What's your name, man?
Miguel.
All right, Miguel, going to get your tickets, Six Flags, a Magic Mountain for spring break, okay?
Thank you, Romeo.
Already 42547-7. We got more Six Flags Magic Mountain tickets. In fact, I got these tickets, man. I still got tickets. I'm like a day behind in giving out tickets. We'll catch up. It's Romeo. It's Hot 84.1.
Spring.
Hot 84.1, the Rhythm of the Valley. It's Romeo. All right, let's talk about something, about what you miss. And the reason I say that is yesterday, I was cleaning out some stuff in the garage, and I found a bin full of DVDs. Now, nobody watches DVDs anymore, right? Because you just stream everything and look it up online. But I found a bunch of DVDs from Blockbuster Video. And I actually know which one they were from. The one right over here on Allen and, Rosedale. That one that used to be right there where the pool place is now. And it was, the 2 for $20 or 2 for $15 or whatever they were. The videos, you would buy them. Because they would sell them after, they were, I guess, dated to some extent or they had so many extras. Now, I know you guys all like Netflix and chill and whatever the hell. You can watch whatever you want, whenever you want. But, man, you guys remember going to Blockbuster on Friday night? You and your girl, you're going to get the movie. You might get some popcorn. And it wasn't there. Man, you wanted the latest, the one that just came out. So you went to get it, and all the copies were gone. The anticipation. So then you'd have to start looking for something else. So you'd be in Blockbuster looking for another movie that you hadn't seen, that they had in stock. And man, just or you'd get there and they'd have you get the last one of whatever the newest movie was they had in stock. You got the last one, or you'd buy them. They'd sell them to you, 2 for $10 or 2 for $20? I don't remember what it was. But they put that big sticker on it. So I found a bunch of those because I would just buy them. I never really got the latest. I would just buy them because they were real cheap and then just take them home and watch them. But man, you guys remember that? I kind of miss that. I mean, I know it's great that you can go on Netflix or you can go on some streaming site or you can just look up online and watch whatever movie you want. But there was something kind of great about not getting it, about the disappointment in showing up and you have to find something else. You guys don't miss things like that? What do you miss? 842-547-7. Maybe something from your childhood or just stuff that's not here anymore. And I know, hey, life's great today. Everybody gets everything. But there was something that was nice about the disappointment. And you had to figure it out again, I mean, I was thinking about this the other day when, all these kids today, they just get on their computers. They got interaction with each other all the time. You can get in contact with somebody every minute. I can contact anybody I want right now while I'm talking to you live on the radio on my phone, right? And I was thinking, man, remember when you were a kid? You had to go Mom, I'm going to play. And you go to the first friend's house and hope he was home and hope he wasn't in trouble so he can come with you. Now you're 2 deep. Then you go to the next friend's house. Okay, he can go. Now you're 3 deep. Then you go to the one kid's house who's always in trouble. I can't go. I messed up. I'm grounded. Now you go. I mean, there's just something about those things that were pretty great. Already 42547-7. Yo, Rome. Don't forget about Hollywood Video. Hot 94.1, the Rhythm of the Valley. It's Romeo. So yeah, I was cleaning out some stuff in the garage, and I found a big bin of DVDs. I'm sorry, DVDs. And apparently, I bought a bunch of DVDs from Blockbuster. Right, so they had the big Blockbuster tag on it, 2 for $30 or 2 for $20, whatever they were. They used to have a scale of buying movies, but it got me to thinking nostalgic. It got me a little nostalgic about going to Blockbuster on Friday night. And I went to the one over on Allen and Rosedale. And, man, you go there on Friday night and hope you get that movie you were looking for. And if it was sold out, usually they have 50 copies and all 50 copies were gone. You'd have to wait. find something else to watch. I mean, those are good old days. All right, 842-547-7. So what do you miss, man? Good morning, Hot. What's going on?
Good morning, Romeo. Jim Stocknerd. I'm the former owner of Video Zone. I now run my own collection agency.
Video Zone.
And I wanted to let you know I run my own collection agency now, and you still have 2 videos still out, and we need those back. The title of the first one is Slutty Professor.
Okay.
The second one is Beefy Guys on the Beat.
Oh, nice.
So we need to get those back. Those were our top rentals.
All right. That was the other thing. Blockbuster didn't have a XXX or an X-rated section, but you remember the video stores that did? You would, when you were a kid, man, you'd sneak back there into that X-rated section of the video store. It used to usually be behind some beads or something. That was funny. RD42547. So, what do you miss, Romeo? What do you miss? 842-547-7. Hey, Rome. I miss going to the mall back in the day, man. That's where you'd hook up with all your friends. That's where you could hang out all day. The mall. A lot of you guys don't understand the mall. The mall was great. I know we still have one, but it's just not the same, man. I remember, man, you run to the mall for something. The way that you guys run to, Target to pick something up or run to the grocery, man, you'd run to the mall, man. We going out Saturday night. I got to give me a new shirt. You'd run to the mall. All your friends would be at the mall on a Friday night. All of them be hanging out. You'd run into everybody at the mall, man. How great was that? You didn't even need it. You didn't need no cell phone. You didn't need text messaging because you'd run to the mall. You were looking for somebody, you were looking for one of your buddies and they weren't home, you go find them at the mall. RD42547-7. Rome, how about the ones that wanted to be a Blockbuster member but couldn't afford it? That was me, Rome. A Blockbuster member. Yeah. That's crazy, man. Some of the things that aren't here anymore. I mean, I know they're antiquated. I know they're old, like Radio Shack, bro. I used to love going to Radio Shack. You can find anything at Radio Shack. What do you miss? It's Hot 84.1. Hot 84.1, the rhythm of the valley. It's Romeo. So what do you miss, man, from back in the day? Some things aren't around anymore. Some things were inconvenient, but they were cool. They were just great, Not having access to somebody all the time with a cell phone was great. The reason this came up is because I was cleaning out my closet or cleaning out my garage and I found a box of DVDs that I had bought from Blockbuster Video. I understand the convenience of having Netflix, right? Or whatever streaming app. But there was something great about going to Blockbuster Video, trying to get the latest release and it not being there, or getting the last one, or the excitement or the disappointment or having to find something else to watch. There was just something about that made you a better human being than you are today. And it was great. And I miss it. So what do you miss? RD42547-7. Good morning, Al. What's going on?
Yo, Rome. You know what I miss?
What?
Making a mixtape CD for the girl you like. Because you really had to put thought into each song.
Man, now you just make a playlist.
Yeah, now you can make a playlist, but no, back then, and you had to download them, you had to use LimeWire.
That is so, you're right. You had to put some thought. You had to make sure you lined everything up right. It was crazy.
Dude, and then you had to make sure that every to the last minute seconds matched up.
Yeah, you did. You're right.
Yeah, no, these young punks don't know anything about that now.
It was just the time and the effort you had to put in. Yeah, that's a great one, man. And she knew you put effort. She was like, God, he made me a mixtape.
Yeah, like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna kiss tonight.
Yeah, you are. You ain't lying, boy. Back in the day, you make a girl a mixtape and she was into it, you were in.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
you had to put in work for that one.
That's so funny. All right, man, thanks for calling. Remember, the other thing was that's kind of funny is a new song. If you want to, you used to have to record it off the radio. And there's nothing crazier, man, than back in the day, which was kind of funny, kind of cool. You had to be listening to the radio and be ready to hit record right when that DJ hit that song. And then you hoped he didn't say anything during the middle of the song. And then you'd have to make sure, and you getting that record. And then if you messed up, you had to wait for that song to be played again on the radio. Alrighty, 42547 Hey, Rome. Where was these microfiber towels? Oh, yeah, where was these microfiber towels back when we were soap washing the CDs, man? These old towels would scratch them. You're absolutely right. Already 42547. What do you miss from back in the day, man? It's Hot 84.1. Hot 84.1, the rhythm of the valleys, Romeo. All right, so we're talking a little bit about things that you miss, man, from back in your day, right? Things that aren't here anymore, things that are never coming back. You know, there was nothing wrong with them. Some of the stuff back in the day. I mean, there was nothing wrong with, having a phone that hung on the wall and somebody could only get a hold of you if they called you at home and you were there. There's nothing wrong with that type of stuff. It just, it's actually, I would say some of the things that these cell phones have done have actually made life worse. But hey, they're convenient, right? But there's some stuff that we miss. Already 42547. Hey, Rome. I remember when we first moved to San Diego, my mom giving me and my little brother freedom to go anywhere outside, just had to be home before dark. We would mob like 10 deep all the way to Imperial Beach from Chula Vista. Wow. That's a deep ride. That's a deep ride right there. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of something nice about being able to roll as long as you were home be home by dark. Hey, Rome, you definitely brought back a childhood memory. My dad would take me to Blockbuster every Friday night. He'd always get me the Coca-Cola gummies. Best memories. That's what I'm saying. Like things like that, right? That you kind of miss out on a little bit. Good morning, Hot. What's going on?
There's a couple of things, Rome. I used to have people that worked at these Madman Video and all that. He used to be on Columbus. So, anyway, I believe it was the original Die Hard, so everybody was trying to get that movie when it came on.
Yeah.
So I had people that worked there said, hey, I'd come in, they go, hey, man, we got somebody dropping it off. You want to hold it for you, Gilly? And I go, yeah. Well, everybody's looking for it, and I go in there, and I go to Tony, and I says, hey, I need that. You got that? And he goes, yeah, we got that Die Hard for you. No, man, on the other end of the counter, I've been waiting for that to come in. This and that. I don't know what to tell you. Let's get this thing going. I want to speak to the manager. I want to, But I'll tell you another thing, too, is that I used to miss trading. I used to buy and sell bikes when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Trading it for stuff. So years ago, and I even remember the guy's name. His name was Ronald Green. I traded him a Stingray bike for some cards, and one of them, and he took care of his cards. It was a 1967 Nolan Ryan Mets rookie card. And I remember my dad putting that in his safety deposit box at the Bank of America on Niles Street, and that's how I bought my first house.
Nice.
Sold that card years and years ago.
That's funny.
I wish I would have kept it because it's worth a hell of a lot more. But
That's hilarious.
Yeah, old times, baby.
All right, Gilly, later, man. I mean, there's just so much stuff that was going on in the world, right? And a lot of it's gone right now, but it wasn't bad. It was different. But man, what do you miss? Hey, Rome, I miss going to Walmart, playing the demo games while parents did some shop. Yes. You remember that? I forgot all about that. Remember when they used to, the Nintendos and the Segas and what they would do in the electronics section of these stores like Kmart, Walmart, they would, I don't know if Target ever did it, but they would set up the game for you to play the demos. In fact, I remember playing the demos right over here at the Target on Rosedale back in the day. So you would, as a kid, you would go sit there and play the demo. They had it all set up. a little kiosk type thing or a little end of the row type thing where it's all set up so you can play while your parents are. I remember that. I remember they used to have video games. I remember going to Kmart and they'd have like 3 or 4 video games. And your parents, things, man. RD42547 It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valley. It's Romeo. Let's talk about some of the things you miss. All right, 842-5477. Yo, Rome. FYE did. They would cover them. What are you talking about? How about the ones that wanted to be a Blockbuster member but couldn't afford it? That was me, Rome. Oh, FYE did? I don't know what that is. Hey, Rome, I miss 90s kids sports movies. It used to inspire kids to go out and play. Okay. All right. Already 42547 Rome. I remember going to the store and buying a candy bar for 25 cents. I remember buying 4 because I had $1. Now we pay close to $4 for one Snickers bar. Well, prices go up, but also, you guys forget that wages have gone up also. Yo, Rome, what about ringtones? Rome, I always wanted the best one. Nowadays, just roll with my phone on vibrate. You remember ringtones? Remember downloading ringtones and you'd get one, everybody you knew had a different ringtone? That's hilarious. Let's see, Rome. I miss music from the 90s. You know what I miss about music is R&B. I miss 90s R&B. I don't know. Funny, I can't even remember an R&B singer now. But I miss 90s R&B. Or just R&B in general, man. You know that Janet Jackson, Mary J. Blige, 112, all of those groups that were, that genre. Yeah, I miss that. Already 42547. That's one thing though that we can, as long as you download that music, you can still listen to it. That's not going anywhere. Hey, Rome, I just miss the idea that we don't have it anymore, that nobody's coming out with new R&B. Hey, Rome, I remember I just wanted to be grown so I can go to the back room of the Blockbuster. Did Blockbuster have X-rated movies? I don't remember that. Hey, good morning, Rome. The thing I miss most is when I wanted to log on to AOL account and my mom would yell and be upset because the phone line would be busy for hours. And I had to do my after-school chores before I could log on. Thankfully, the dial-up would take so long, it gave me enough time to put away the dishes, make a sandwich, and then load up. Those were the best days, Rome, on top of hearing you got mail. Yeah. I mean, there's some great days, Remember when you'd find that bootleg, you knew somebody that sold bootleg DVDs, Or you'd get a hold of something. It was like contraband back in the day, and you feel like, man, I got this video downloaded. I got this song. Nobody else has it. Yeah. You ain't lying. Already 42547. It's Romeo. It's Hot 4.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valley. It's Romeo. All right, so what do you miss, man, from back in the day? Something that's just not coming back. It's gone. But, man, they were still cool. Good morning, Hot. What's going on?
Hello, Romeo. Felipe Billy.
What's up, man?
Formerly Beto Bronco.
What's going on?
Can I request a song? He's Got That Vibe by R. Kelly.
Oh, God.
I missed that one.
All right.
Goodbye.
R. Kelly. RD42547. Before R. Kelly went to jail, R. Kelly was the one, Keith Sweat. Who am I missing? Albie Sure. Michael Jackson. Who am I missing? There's so many. I guess I'll have to pull up a list of some of the greatest R&B singers from the 90s. Yeah, he ain't lying, man. They had some great artists. I miss the fact that genre of music is not as huge as it once was. All right, 42547 Rome. I remember when McDonald's had the Nintendo 64 and other game controllers. Ooh, I don't remember that. Hey, Rome, I miss arcades with 25-cent hot dogs. That's hilarious. Hey, Rome, I definitely missed the gas prices from back in the day. I didn't understand it back then like I do now. I remember when gas was 99 cents at AM PM, and my uncle could fill up his little Toyota Tercel hatchback with $8. Boy, those were the days. Yeah, you guys got to get over that, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Of all the things that I don't miss or don't complain about is money, because nothing you knew about it, bruh. You make more money than you did. Then how much did your uncle make an hour back when gas was 99 cents a gallon? I think when gas was 99 cents a gallon, I made $7 an hour. Maybe not even that. Already 4254777 Rome. FYE was the movie store in the Plaza, Rome, for your entertainment. Oh gosh, I don't remember that. Goodies? Was that a music store? Goodies. Sam Goodies. That was a music store, right? You guys remember going to what was the music store? Remember when you'd go to the music store, man, they'd be jammed. What was it called? My buddy used to work, my friend Chuck used to work at a music store, and man, you go in there, hopefully you get that new Ice Cube. I remember the last tape I bought was the new Ice Cube. All right, and it was an EP, wasn't even the whole thing. RD 4254777. Gosh, what the name? What was the name of that music store? RD 4254777. It wasn't Tower Records. It was something else. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valleys. Romeo, what do you miss from back in the day? RD 4254777. Good morning, Rome. Hey, what about the old school custom voicemail back in the day? The custom voicemail. Oh, yeah. Yo, Rome, we used to go to swap meet and buy the movies on disc. They were like 4 for $20. They had a small TV so we could make sure it worked. Oh. Hey, Rome, I remember having to record yourself and one part of a song to start your voicemail with. Oh, yeah. I remember that. Hey, Rome, I miss waking up on Saturday morning, or waking up on Saturday morning as a kid to watch those 90s cartoons and Power Rangers, boy. Yeah, I remember waking up on Saturday morning. You had to get up like 6 to watch. You only had a 2-hour time limit, I think, on Channel 2 to watch cartoons on Saturday morning. Hey, Rome, I miss the East Hills Mall. Don't nobody miss the East Hills Mall. Hey, Rome, I missed a Wildcat on Chestnut Avenue where you can watch the promos or pornos for 75 cents. And there was a little room. I never been there. Let's see. Hey, Rome, remember the Nickel Arcade off Ming? I missed that for my kids. The Nickel Arcade. That's hilarious. Already 4254777. Yo, Rome. It was Music Plus, then became FYE on the corner of Ming and Valhalla. Oh, the record store I'm talking about? Nah, the record store I'm talking about was called, I still can't remember it. Gosh. My friend worked there. My boy Chuck worked at what was it called? Oh, I could picture the building right now. You guys might not have had one in Bakersfield. This was when I lived up north. What was it called? It wasn't Tower Records. What was it? It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valleys. Romeo, some lady just called me. She didn't want to go on the radio, though, but she was talking about Skateland, man. She misses Skateland. What was, I don't know. It wasn't Midnight Records. Maybe you guys didn't have one here in Bakersfield. Although I thought it was a national chain. I just can't remember what it was. I'll text my boy here and find out. 842-547-7. I just remember the East Hills Mall. And, I used to go, that's where I go buy my pants at the East Hills Mall because they were cheap at, what was it, Wells Fargo? What? No, Wells Fargo's a bank. I don't know. I don't remember the name of the store. Is it Fargo? I don't know. Gosh, now I can't remember that. I can't remember a lot of the stores. Already 4254777. Yo, Rome, getting a new CD was the best. Getting a new CD was the best. And remember, when you get a new CD, and you'd scratch it, and you'd be, just the most awful feeling. Can I tell you something right now? And I think this is one of the biggest problems in our society today is not being disappointed. Disappointment is okay. You know, I mean, you don't want disappointment that ruins your life, but disappointment was okay. You know, going to a restaurant and getting a bad dish because you didn't know what to order or it wasn't good was fine. You just don't go back. You know, it's okay to be disappointed in your life. That builds character. It makes you a better human being. It makes you more understanding of others. Because I remember that, man. Remember nowadays you just go online and complain about something. If there's a hair in your food, you know what happened when there was a hair in my food? We just didn't go back. And there was nothing wrong with that. But man, that's the biggest problem. This is getting that brand new CD, you drop it, you scratch it, and all of a sudden you're like, man, and you can't afford another one. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Going to Blockbuster and not getting the newest release because you didn't make it on time and being disappointed, there's nothing wrong with that. Find something else. But that's, I think, the biggest problem in our society today is there's nothing wrong with disappointment. RD4254-7-7. That girl not giving you her phone number because you weren't her type, nothing wrong with that. All right, good morning, Hot. What do we got here? All right, hey, Rome. I miss CD cases. Everyone had them like a Bible. We had our own mixes, like gangster mixes, club mixes, slow jams. The bigger the case, the harder you looked. They started to look like a folder at one point. Music was harder to access. You were lucky if the house you stayed in had a CD burner on the computer. CD burners, Rome, yeah. In fact, I found some old CD burners when you can make your own labels. Yeah. RD4254-7-7. And remember when you went from that's the other thing. Remember when you had to carry your radio with you? You had to pull it out or the faceplate. Romeo, it's at 94.1, the rhythm of the valleys. Romeo, what do you miss, man, from back in the day? Good morning, Hot. What's up?
What's up, bro?
What up, man?
Hey, I think is it the Warehouse or Sam Goody?
The Warehouse. That's what it was. The Warehouse. Yes, that was the music store. Warehouse. Yep.
Rocky Hill.
All right, man. Thanks for calling. All right, that's what it was. The Warehouse. Well, boy, we go to the Warehouse, boy. Music was playing. You know, they got the new CDs. They got the new tapes. I had tapes before in my day. Tapes and CDs. Man, the Warehouse. Hey, Rome. Oh, Gilly. Yeah, Miller's Outpost. Not Fair Wells Fargo. I used to go to Miller's Outpost to get my jeans at the East Hills Mall. That was it. Yeah, Big Boy sent me the same thing. Yep, Miller's Outpost. And the mall was great. RD4254-7-7. Good morning, Hot. What's going on?
Big Rome. This is Big Boy.
Yeah, what's up, Big Boy?
You're thinking about Miller's Outpost?
Yeah, I saw your text. Yeah, Miller's Outpost.
Hey, but man, anybody from the '90s that was an anybody remembers Midnight Records. That's Big Ruben. That's where he used to buy all his Vita Blend and his digital scale. He'll know what I'm talking about. Midnight Records, baby.
Midnight Records. All right, Big Boy.
Later, bro.
Oh, yeah. RD4254-7-7. What was I going to say about Miller's album? Oh, I can't remember now. Hey, good morning, Romeo. I remember East Hills Mall, and they had a movie theater. Man, time flies. Yeah, I used to go to the movies at East Hills Mall. My first place in Bakersfield, I lived out there by East Hills Mall when I first moved to Bakersfield. Yeah, it was yeah. Hey, Rome, I miss loyal women. Women are still loyal today. You're just dating the wrong ones. RD4254-7-7. Oh, I remember what I talk about. Yeah, the Warehouse music is back in the day. You remember going from the CD player that would play one CD. Then you'd get that. It was either a 3 or a 6 disc cartridge that would fit into the CD player. And then if you really had something going on, you put that disc changer in your trunk. You guys remember that? Yeah, that was back in the day. Oh, man. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valleys. Romeo, about back in the day, man. What do you miss from back in the day, Rome? Hey, Rome, I think the music store you're trying to think about is the Warehouse. Yeah, it was the Warehouse Records. I remember now. You guys reminded me. RD42547 but what do you miss from back in the day? Hey, Rome, the building on Ming was Warehouse Music. I had the new albums on the back wall with headphones, and we'd be able to listen to it before we bought it. Yeah. All right, 842-547. What up, Rome? How's it going? Hope it's going good for you, man. Hey, the place you were talking about is called Warehouse. I'm not too sure. I just wanted to let you know. I could be wrong. No, you're right. It's Warehouse. I'm not sure. Maybe. No, it's Warehouse. It was Warehouse. You're right. Good morning, Rome. I missed the discounted Klondike Choco Taco ice cream. That's pretty funny. Good morning, Nat. What's going on?
Hey, Rome.
What up?
Hey, so I used to work when it changed from the Warehouse to FYE. I worked there at that time. I spent about 4 years there. Let me just tell you, that was probably one of the best jobs and the funnest opportunities I ever got.
Oh, I can imagine. My buddy worked at the Warehouse for years. Had a great time.
Yeah, we used to have these little things where people come in and they used to put the headphones on and they used to listen to all the new CDs coming out. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was a blast.
Yeah, I remember that. And they'd cut you off. They'd only let you hear part of the
we had a time limit.
Yeah, that was great.
All right, Rome, have a good one.
You too, bye. RD42547. Yo, Rome, I miss Mervin's. Oh, Mervin's. Yeah, I miss Mervin's too. Good morning, Hal. What's going on?
Yo, Romeo.
What up, man?
Hey, I was going to talk to you about what I missed from back in the days. I'm pretty sure my brothers did too. We used to get rich, man. Was Blockbuster. We used to go rip them off, man. That'd be lit.
Okay.
Yeah, then they need to bring it back with Redbox and then all this digital crap, man. That was broke.
All right, man. Later. All right. You miss being a thief? All right, 42547. It's Romeo. It's on 94.1.
Attention Kmart shoppers, we now have a blue light special. 2 submarine sandwiches for $2.50. Wash that down with a cold icy. We have that in 2 flavors, cola or cherry.
That's
You'd
funny.
have everybody running over there.
Yeah, I remember. I used to think the food was good at Kmart, but I was a kid.
I used to love it in the cafeteria.
Yeah, absolutely.
And did you know in the pet area you could order a baby alligator, but you couldn't do it in Kern County. You had to be in LA County. So the guy that worked there, his name was Slim. If you had somebody that lived in LA County, they would deliver it over there.
No idea. No.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Gilly. Thanks for calling.
Later, brother.
Yeah, I don't remember that. But I was never trying to buy an alligator. Kmart used to have those video games right in front so you could play. I always thought Kmart's food was good, though. But then again, I was a kid, so I don't know. RD42547. Good morning, Hal. What's going on? Good morning, Hal. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Ron?
Hey, Ruben.
You know what I miss, man? I miss the ice cream man coming by. I haven't seen an ice cream man in front of my house in 17 years.
I saw 3 this week.
Oh, see, now over here, Ron, we don't get it.
Nah, I saw 3 this week.
But yeah, Big Boy, I used to go to Midnight Records, but to go get the Big Boy, he used to own it back in the days. And then we lost it.
You guys need to stop. You guys are saying way too much. You guys need to stop right now, both of you. All right? I'm just going to hang up on Ruben right now. Yeah, you and Big Boy need to stop. RD42547. You put way too much business out there right now. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valleys. Romeo, what do you miss from back in the day? RD42547. Let's see, Rome. It was called Suncoast Records. I miss the old Romeo getting booed from the concert stage at Rabobank, and I miss Kiss 94.1. Hey, Rome, the music store, the Warehouse. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Hey, Rome, I missed the theater at the East Hills Mall because I was always empty, so you would have the whole room to yourself. Oh, that's hilarious. Let's see here. What else do you miss? Hey, Rome, best thing was the unwrapping the CD. Okay, smelling that fresh plastic, putting it in the Kenwood, listening to it, listening to the intro while going through the cover pages. Hey, you ain't lying, man, because some of those CDs, bro, you get sometimes you get the CDs with the words in them. You know, they had the words to all the songs in them, that inside, that cover pages, you call that, I don't know what it's called inside, but yeah, you never knew what you was going to get. You ain't lying. It was like getting a toy from the cereal box. Hey, Rome, I miss LimeWire and BearShare, where I go to make my own CDs. Well, you don't need to do all that now. Yo, Rome, got me feeling old, man. I remember my dad got one of the first CD changers, attached it in the back of his trunk, got us feeling wealthy. Yeah, remember that? You know what? Another thing that made you feel like you was doing something. Remember the first... Do you guys remember the first portable DVD player? Do you guys remember having one of those? RD42547-7. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1.
These are the
Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valley. It's Romeo. We're talking about some of the things you miss, man, because I was cleaning out my closet or my garage yesterday, and I found a bunch of Blockbuster DVDs back when you'd go buy them on a Friday night, 2 for $20 or whatever. And I thought, man, I miss Blockbuster. Just a lot of stuff to miss, man. RD42547-7. Hey, Rome, I miss my body. I miss fitting into those size 4 jeans. I wish I had that back. Oh. You ain't the only one. There's a lot of women out there that miss their bodies. Hey, Rome, this is Seahawk Lou. I don't miss the 6-disc changer because I still use it today in 2025. Radio and a 6-disc changer only in my ride. Oh my God. He does have a 6-disc changer in his ride. Seahawk Lou. Remember when they had that, what was it, a 50 or 100 or something crazy, man? I don't know how many the biggest one was. Hey, Rome, I miss the water slides, the golf course, the go-karts, the maze craze, but we're all on White Lane. We need to bring those back. Well, you know, one of the crazy things about that is you want that stuff, right? But you guys don't go support it. Hey, Rome, remember Circuit City? Yeah, I miss Circuit City. Circuit City was the only electronics store where if you knew somebody that worked in the warehouse out back, you can get everything half off or free in any town. Every Circuit City, every town. Because I used to do it in when I lived up north. You want something, you knew somebody that worked there. You get discount. When I moved to Bakersfield, Circuit City, right here by the studio. Roll over there, knew somebody that worked. Yeah, we got it for you. Same policy. Hey, Rome, how about school breakfast and lunch we used to get? I miss the breakfast pizza and the peanut butter and jelly sandwich bar. I remember lunch, tacos at lunch. Tacos and pizza were the two things you were waiting for. All right, 84254-7-7. Hey, Rome, I miss the old MTV shows like Room Raiders and Pimp My Ride. Yeah, that's okay. All right, 84254-7-7. What do you miss, man? It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valley. It's Romeo, RD42547-7. Hey, Rome, we're talking about things that you miss, right? 84254-7-7. Hey, Rome, I miss the drive-in theater. Oh, man, the drive-in theater. Of all the things that was crazy when I grew up, when I was living on the res, was that we had a drive-in theater about 12 miles away off the res, a little bit off the res. There was a drive-in theater, man. We'd go there, pack the car. Yeah, drive-in theaters were great. In fact, I remember back in the day, there was a X-rated drive-in theater. We used to drive, and the first time I ever saw it, I remember we were driving down this isolated road. This was up north. Isolated road, the back way, before they... And right there we were looking over, and there was the porno right on the drive. And we're like, what is that? We were just kids, man. I mean, we were old enough to drive, but we're still just kids. We're like, whoa, nobody told us about that. It was crazy. RD42547. Good morning, Al. What's going on?
Hey, good morning, Romeo.
Hey, what up, man?
Hey, do you remember the Rock and Rodeo?
Yes, I remember Rock and Rodeo.
I bet you if they had that place right now, it'd be popping.
You know, you would hope, you'd like to hope that it would be. I mean, it's just that.
I'm just saying what the crossover with the music these days.
Oh, yeah. I get you. Do they still have clubs? Can you still go to a club in Bakersfield?
I heard of one of the youngsters be going to, I think it's called Florida or Aura or something like that. I heard you hearing them talking about it.
Oh, because I remember, I used to like going to, what was the Aldo's? You know, I remember Aldo's.
The Bullpen.
Yeah, the Bullpen. But is there really an actual nightclub anymore? Is that one over there?
It's that one. It's downtown. I mean, I hear them going there all the time. They keep talking about it. And it's different people talking about the same club, so it's probably the only one.
Could be. You could be right. I didn't even, they probably, as kids.
It's like a drive-in. There's probably one left somewhere.
Everything's gone. You ain't lying. Yeah. Man, going back to the club, you got to get dressed up. You had to smell good. You had to get your hair cut. Oh, man.
You always pregame, you milk that one drink while you in there. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny. Cheap ass.
Hey, we was broke when we were kids. You know what I'm saying? What did you do?
What are you talking about, man? We're still broke. 94.1, the rhythm of the valleys. Romeo, good morning. What's going on?
Top of the morning, Mr. Romeo.
What's up, man?
Man, you know what I really miss from back in the day, man?
What?
How one of my ex-girls, man, used to rub my feet with that vapor rub, man. Man, women these days, man, they don't be doing that, man. They need to bring that back. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. What is wrong with you, man?
Top of the morning.
RD42547 Rome. I miss the days when we cruised up and down the same street looking for girls. Yeah, those days were great. Man, I used to cruise El Camino in San Jose. Oof. Yeah, those were some good times right there. RD42547. Rome, I miss not having to pay bills as a kid. That's funny. RD42547. What do you miss? Hey, Rome, I miss the mall. Back in the day was the spot, man. You go, all your friends, you could do everything there. You'd spend hours at the mall. Yeah, the mall was great. You know what's funny is, I don't know if you guys had one of these in over at the Valley Plaza, or was it always called the Valley Plaza, or maybe at the East Hills Mall. But did you have a Chess King? I saw this the other day in my closet. I actually have a suit from Chess King hanging in my closet right now. Yeah. The mall had everything, man. I mean, there's a lot to miss about the mall. You go, you play some video games, you get some clothes. I mean, no matter what age you were, the mall was the spot. And your parents would let you run around with complete freedom at the mall. It was awesome. Yeah, it's too bad the mall's it just had a vibe about it. Just going to the mall. Remember, there was just a vibe, an aura. You're at the mall, right? You had the food court. You had one of my buddies, my buddy Dave. Dave worked at the mall. He owned a kiosk. I don't know, a kiosk at the mall where they sold. He put, pictures on cups and you guys keychains. You guys remember that? But yeah, we used to go to the mall, see Dave every day. See what he's going, see what's happening with him, right? And if you ever look in the theater at the mall, I'm trying to think what else they had at the mall that's just not there anymore. It kind of sucks, man. It was like the mall was the hub of every town. And it was a good thing. It was a good thing, man, because you had a place to go. If you couldn't find somebody, you'd go to the mall. Hey, where's No at? Well, he's at the mall probably. Let's go to the mall. Or when you had friends, the best. You had friends that worked at the mall. It used to be cool to work at the mall. Now, I don't know. I haven't been to our mall. I bet I haven't been to the Valley Plaza in probably 5 years, if that, maybe longer. Not for any other reason, but no reason to go to the mall no more. there's no vibe. There's no reason. Romeo, it's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the Rhythm of the Valley. It's Romeo. It's 8:39 right now. All right, so what do you miss? Good morning, Hot. What's going on?
Good morning, Romeo.
Hey, what up?
I missed just the whole ass 90s. Being a teenager in the 90s was the best. the best.
She said, I just missed the 90s.
The whole ass 90s. No cell phones, meeting up, knowing how to do stuff. Now these days, it's I want my 90s back.
Well, your friends should still be from the 90s, so you guys can still do stuff from the 90s today.
And I do. We still do. we be acting like we young sometimes. We in our mid-40s now, but we acting like we in our 20s.
I ain't gonna lie.
Kids are grown now.
I'm gonna tell you guys this, and you guys are all gonna think I'm crazy, but I do miss rayon silk. When girls used to wear rayon silk in the 90s.
Oh my God. Bring them back, please.
All right, I'll work on it. All right. I'm going to start a GoFundMe for the 90s. Oh, it's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the Rhythm of the Valley. It's Romeo. Hey, Rome. Jimmy's Arcade at the mall. Oh, Jimmy's Arcade. Remember, the mall had everything, man. You get food, you get clothes, you get entertainment. The mall had something for everybody. RD4254-7-7. Rome, I miss buying hot Cheetos for $1 and the spicy chicken sandwiches from McDonald's for $1. You know, you guys got to stop with the pricing. Just stop, okay? I know you miss. There's a lot of things to miss, but hey, prices are what they are. Do you miss getting paid those lower wages than you do today, too? So come on now. RD4254-7-7. Rome, I miss street hockey and baseball until the street lights go on. Now I can let my kids enjoy that. Now I can't let my kids enjoy that because I'm worried they'll get kidnapped. See, you know, I'm going to tell you something about that too. If you're worried about your kids getting kidnapped on your street playing street hockey and or baseball, maybe you need to reevaluate where you live. That's what I'm saying. The streets are not as bad as you think they are, unless you live in and even some of the rougher neighborhoods, man, they still let the kids just play, you know? Yeah. Good morning, Al. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, bro? It's me, Angel.
Angel, what's up, man?
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you about back in the days, man. Because I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so it was the not knowing, bro. Like, only you knew, or the person that you were with or hanging out. Now you can't even crash. They'll be all over social media. You can't do nothing. You can't meet up with nobody. They'll post it, and it'll go viral. I've been viral a couple times, but the not knowing back in the day, like it was you would pay somebody, and then they'll pay you back, or you'll call them, and now, bro, can't even go out.
You know, Angel, you ain't lying. That idea of, man, I called him, he ain't home. Where he at? Where's she at? They wasn't home. Let's go see where they at. Let's go. Yeah, you're right. You ain't. That's great, man.
Yeah, hey, Rome, I was just thinking that you hit me with back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Rome, you have a good
all right,
one,
Angel.
man.
We'll see you, man. But he ain't lying. There is something to that, though, right? Remember, you call somebody, you and your buddies are looking for somebody, you can't find him. Well, he ain't home. He didn't answer the phone. You go by the house, well, his car ain't there, his bike ain't there, whatever the case may be, ain't nobody home. Like, there's something to, see, that builds character for somebody, you know? Remember when you used to have to stalk somebody? Remember back in the day, you had to stalk somebody if you wanted to find out stuff, man. There's some validity to that. Just like, you know, I was seeing this movie, right? This Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs remake movie, right? A lot of people are hating on the movie, so Disney has just, you know. But back in the day, man, if you didn't like something, you just didn't watch it. You didn't listen to it. And when somebody would bring it up, you'd be like, no, I didn't see that. I don't know nothing about that. Now, everybody just, you know, everybody goes online. Angel ain't lying. That online was not, the internet was not the best thing for society, okay? It probably ruined society more than it helped society. Because there was something to the fact of not knowing what happened somewhere or not knowing what's going to happen. There's some validity to that. Angel, you ain't lying. I do remember that, though, man. Remember, how many of you remember looking for somebody? You know, you couldn't find them, so you'd be driving all around town looking for this fool. Or you couldn't find your boyfriend, or you couldn't find your girlfriend. You'd be stalking. Yeah. Now you just go online, find out where they're at. It's no fun. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the Rhythm of the Valley. It's Romeo. What's going on?
What's up, Rome?
Hey, what up, man?
Rome, you know what also I miss is being able to jump in the back of the truck and just ride in the back of the truck.
Yeah, all right.
You know what I mean? I had the kids in the back of the truck, and the other day, and the old lady like, oh, they're going to pull us over and everything. Man, I had to roll some JJ liquor and right back.
All right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? But it used to be cool to be able to get kids and ride in the back of the truck.
Okay. All right, Ruben. 4254-7-7. Hey, Rome, do you remember those 3D posters they had at the mall? I do remember those 3D posters. You had to look at them crazy. I don't even know if they still make those anymore, but yeah, I remember that. Back in the day, man, there was just, the mall used to be the spot, and it's just so sad that it's gone. It's just so sad that it's gone, because that brought a community together, didn't it? Romeo, it's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the Rhythm of the Valley. It's Romeo. What do you miss? I miss 90s toys, man. There was so much more thought, excitement, and options. I remember wanting that Home Alone recorder or the Men in Black memory eraser. Now there ain't no options on water guns, Nerf guns. All the toys are basic, either action figures or cars. What happened with Super Soakers having that plastic water backpack, pumping the water gun for a hard blast? Water guns ain't even trigger operated anymore, man. Kids today will never know what's real fun is. Kids today are still having fun. They still are. I mean, it's just different, man. I mean, everybody's childhood is different. Everybody has a different childhood and different memories that are exciting. You know, you had 90s toys. It's awesome. It's great that you had 90s toys, but that doesn't mean these kids don't have great things to do. I mean, these iPads are amazing. These computer games, we used to have to go to an arcade. Now they can play them at home. We would have done all the exact same things as these kids, you know? I mean, we liked riding bikes because we just took the best option we had to entertain ourselves during our childhood, right? And that's all it is. It's not better or worse. It just is. It's just different generations do different things. Hey, good morning, Rome. Remember jumping on the back of an ice cream truck and going for a ride? Remember calling pizza deliveries to neighborhood homes as kids? Yeah. I do remember that stuff. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the Rhythm of the Valley. It's Romeo. What time is it? It's 9:08. Good morning, Hot. What's up?
Hey, Romeo. So we're talking about what we miss, right?
Yeah, what up?
I feel like I miss when society minded their own business.
Oh, God.
Too many people pay attention to what other people are doing. Like, all these people talking about these kids not being able to do stuff. You know why? It's because people yell at them. Like, I actually saw someone the other day, Romeo. There were kids being kids. His dad on the weekend was driving his old little truck, and he had about 5 or 6 people in the back of the bed. And I thought that was super cool. And I was going to take a picture to post and talk about it, but I was like, nope, because you know what's going to happen? Someone's going to see that picture, and then they're going to call the cops on that dad having fun, living old school like he wants to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That there's some validity to that. Yeah.
Yeah, they need to let these kids be kids these days. That's the problem.
All right, man. All right. Thanks for calling. Later, man.
Romeo.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems. That's not just one of them. But that was one of the things that, that's kind of disappointing. And like I said, I saw this new Snow White movie's coming out, right? And I read the story that they're not having a huge blockbuster release for the Snow White because of all the people this wokeness of it, whatever that means, right? And I thought to myself, man, who cares? Man, let the people that want to go see it. Let the people that don't want to go see it, don't see it. But the problem is the people that don't like it have a platform to cry about it. Back in the day, you just don't go see it. You don't like something? You know what? You just don't go see it. I always say that about this show. You don't like me, don't listen to me. Instead, you listen harder so that you can not like me. And I don't know what kind of narcissistic thought process you have for that. I don't watch things I don't like. You know, I'll probably never go see this Snow White, this new one, for any reason, just because I'm not 8, you know? So it's just crazy. You're kind of right about that. Just let people be. They ain't hurt nobody. Calm down. Who cares, man? Everybody's got to post something negative. Yeah, you're right. That was a good move, man. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valley. It's Romeo. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Romeo? I heard someone talking about ordering a pizza. I think my mom learned it from a Raiders fan. I remember she used to write hot checks for the pizzas. She would only tell me it's only a hot check if it's hot outside. That sounds like a Raider fan.
Oh, my God. No, because I used to float checks all the time at the grocery store across the street from me. I remember that. Oh, I miss those days. I used to be able to float a check. Yeah.
Free pizza.
That's hilarious. You're absolutely right. All right, man. Yeah, you guys don't know nothing about that. I mean, when I was still in college, right? You used to be able to float a check. You could either put a different date on it so that it wouldn't cash until 2 or 3 days. You used to always walk and say, hey, I haven't got my check yet, but the grocery stores, they didn't have the checks. Like they scan them now to make sure you have money in your bank. They didn't used to be able to do that. So you'd be able to float a check. You know, you used to actually, like you get money out of an ATM. I mean, you get money when you use your ATM card at the store. You used to be able to do that with checks. So you write, they had a number. You could write it 20 over, 50 over, whatever. And you would float a check because you didn't have no money. And you knew there was no money in the bank, but there was no way for them to check it at the time. Not like there is today, man. I used to do that all the time for groceries. That's funny. Yeah, they used to call it floating a check or post-dating a check or whatever. Yeah, it's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valleys. Romeo, hey, Rome, you were talking about floating a check, right? Writing a check when you had no money in the bank. I remember when you used to have an account at the local store. And my dad had an account, so I could roll through and just say, put it on my dad's account, and then he would go pay it every week or every month. Every week or every month? I don't remember that. An account? And how old are you? You could go into the local store and just put it on credit without no money? No, 842-547-7. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valley. It's Romeo. All right, 842-547-7. When my boy Big Boy sent me, he said, hell yeah, Greenfield Pharmacy just put it on my parents' account. I don't remember that. Gosh, I don't remember. I don't think we had that on the reservation. Just put it on the counts. I guess so. Anybody else remember that back in the day when you actually, your parents or you had an account at the actual store you went to, and they just kept tabs on what you owed them, and then how often did you pay them? Every week? Every month? How'd that work? I mean, yeah, I don't know. All right, 842-547-7. I only go as far back as floating checks. Is writing checks with no money in the bank, and they didn't know because they couldn't, the technology couldn't figure it out right away. It took a day or two. And you used to be able to have, you guys probably didn't know, can you still have a negative balance in your checking account? I've had negative balances in my checking account multiple times. Can you still have I don't think you can nowadays with today's technology. But yeah, you used to be able to have a negative balance in your checking account. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valley. It's Romeo. Good morning, Hal. What's going on?
What's up, Romeo? I got a story about having credit.
I didn't say credit. I said negative money in your checking account.
Negative money? Oh, I thought we were getting like IOUs from a store. No?
Okay.
Well, I had the coolest grandpa, and he had a mechanic shop on Truxton Avenue, Gonzalez Auto, and he used to send me to the store. I used to go in there with him, and we'd get beer and cigarettes, and eventually he would send me by myself. Hey, go get a 12-pack. Hey, go get this. And he never would pay. They would put it on his tab. And I eventually started doing it in high school. I would go over there and be like, hey, my grandpa wants a 12-pack.
Jesus.
Hey, my grandpa wants some cigarettes. And they just give it to me. It was the coolest teenage experience.
All right, Raider Dave.
All right.
All right, later, man. I remember, now that he brought up going to the store, I remember when your mom or your dad used to be able to write you a note and give you their ID. I want to say I had to have their ID, but they would write you a note saying you could buy alcohol and cigarettes when you were a kid. Yeah, you can't do that no more. Hey, Rome, I got a negative balance in my checking account. Send me send me something. I don't think you can have a negative balance in your checking account anymore. Yeah, I don't think you can do that anymore. Alrighty, 4254777. Let's see, where are we at here? What'd you send me? Rome. This is probably the best one in the whole valley in Arvin. There was a store called Hunish by Haven Drive Middle School. Everybody from Arvin to Lamont had an account there. We used to pay for food stamps. We'd used to get food stamps with the paper, the $1 or $5 that slushies for 35 cents. Put that on the radio. You'll have half of Bakersfield saying, you remember that? Because they all moved to Bakersfield. Oh, that's funny. You know what? I'm going to tell you something else that just, I don't know why. What I remember was, have you seen these phone commercials where they're trying to get you to switch phones? If you go to AT&T or you go to T-Mobile, they'll pay off your phone. They'll give you $1,000 credit towards your next iPhone or whatever the case may be. Back in the day, there used to be different phone companies. They weren't all one. Well, you don't even matter about that. And they would send you checks in the mail to get you to switch to their phone company. So you might have Company A, Company B would send you a live check that you just sign it, stick it in the bank, and once that cashed and cleared, you were now Company B. That's how simple it was. And when you were broke, that $25 came in handy, especially if you had a negative checking account. If you had a negative number in your checking account, you had to clear that up. It's out of the 4.1. Hot 94.1, the Rhythm of the Valley is Romeo. My Cinco de Mayo cruise. We're going back to Mexico. Now, here's the deal. The cabins are almost gone, so you got to get them today. We're going May 1st through May 6th, 2025. It's coming up. All right, so that's a Thursday. Come back on a Tuesday, right? You got to go to Uniglobe Travel. That's youget.com. Or give them a call. Give Michelle a call at Uniglobe at 661-323-1213. Start planning to hang out with me on Cinco de Mayo. It's a 5-day cruise on Carnival's newest ship, the Firenze. Now, here's the deal. Let me give you the rundown. We leave from Long Beach on day 1. On day 2, we have a fun day at sea. On day 3, we go to Cabo San Lucas. Day 4, we're at sea. Day 5, we're at Ensenada. And then day 6, we arrive at home. Now, you don't want to miss out on this trip. Like I said, the cabins are almost gone. So make sure you call today. Either go to hot941.com to find out the details or go to YouGet. YouGet, that's Uniglobe Travel, all right? 661-323-1213. We're going to my Cinco de Mayo cruise is back, and you guys don't want to miss out on it, right? It's the 5-day getaway, so, hey, get on board. Like I said, cabins are almost gone, so make sure you book your cabin today. You don't want to miss out. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the Rhythm of the Valley. It's Romeo. We were talking about things that you miss, right, from back in the day before earlier. RD 42547. This is great. Hey, Rome, do you remember back in the day when your grandma would slip you some cash like she was making a drug deal? Every time we'd go visit my grandmother, when my parents weren't looking, she'd slide me a 10 or a 20 on the way out the door. I forgot all about that. You're absolutely right. My grandmother did the exact same thing. She would slide you cash like you just made a drug deal. You ain't lying. That's great.